Jamison. Going to do another fight review. This time we are going to King of the Cage. Do they have a name for this? 20th anniversary event. Women's Strawweight World Title match. This is actually fight. This is actually a rematch from back in July. Lovethpathra Young coming into this fight 0-1 versus Cynthia Arceo, who is coming in at, I believe, 4-0-1. See if I can find that. Yeah, coming into this fight at 4-0-1. So the last fight, what happened was Arceo suffered from a bad eye poke by Young, couldn't continue the fight, and wherever the fight was, the rules stipulated that the fight was judged from there, and it was ruled a majority draw, I believe. So this is a rematch from July. The two ladies came out. They were, filling each other out at first to get into an exchange, and Young just cracks Arceo with a punch, and Young falls hard. Like she wasn't out, but you knew that she was stunned because she fell straight back onto her butt and rolled to her back, and just kind of like looked up like, what the heck just hit me? And then so Young immediately goes into her guard, and Arceo's doing well, trying to regain her senses and defend. Slaps on a triangle, and I'm thinking, well, this looks dumb because that triangle did look tight for a minute, and she even was switching to go for the arm to get the armbar triangle, but Young manages to escape, and in the ensuing scramble, that's the word, scramble, Young manages to take Arceo's back, slaps in the rear naked choke. Now she doesn't have her back all the way, they're on their side, and Arceo has her body halfway twisted. Like, I thought she was maybe going to work to escape, and she was working on getting Young's hands out for a while. Young shifts her body a little bit, shifts them both, manages to get the choke in tighter. Arceo starts swinging her arm, and then she just stops, and that's when you could tell Young had choked her out. Arceo was unconscious, giving Lovethpathra Young the first round technical submission due to a chokeout, and she is now the King of the Cage Strawweight title. So very exciting, very fast fight. Did not last long at all, probably less than 3 minutes, probably less than 2.5, maybe. I'll have to go and look up the official time. So some takeaways from this fight. My biggest takeaway is with King of the Cage's matchmaking and their strength of their roster. I think they need to really work on the strength of their roster if they're going to have titles for these ladies, and they definitely need to work on more sensible matchmaking, because you now have a champion who is a single win and a draw to her name. It just doesn't look good for the rest of the division. And I know that King of the Cage is, they're regional level, but they put on events all the time, and they can definitely afford to look for some more prospects. Otherwise, you have what happens, especially in their atomweight division, really suffers from this, more so than the strawweight division, which seems like to be a smaller division. Their atomweight division, you have the fighters fighting each other, the same matchups going. You just have these rematches all the time, and it's not helping the ladies out as far as their growth, and it doesn't really look good for King of the Cage either. And I like King of the Cage. They've been around, obviously, 20 years, 20th anniversary event, and they used to be big back in the day. They were probably the biggest event on the West Coast in the early 2000s. So guys, if you haven't watched the fight, it is available on King of the Cage's Facebook page. They streamed live, and it's still available there. Give it a look. Fast, exciting fight. And let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Of course, thumbs ups are always appreciated. And if you haven't yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA Scene now. the best and fastest growing women's mixed martial arts platform on YouTube. Have a good night, guys.